You right now?
Immediate thoughts. But thanks.
All right, Joe.
John Kiely.
John, you're okay, John? Yeah. So listen, my immediate thoughts are, we struggled for long periods of the game to get into a rhythm and a flow, and I think the boys, to be fair, knew that themselves, but kept battling away, kept the heads, they didn't panic. I think, we got to maybe 3/4 way through the game, and I think Tipperary had been the better team, up to that point. But our lads coming off the bench made a very substantial contribution, I think, and I think that was the difference really in the finish in terms of, who won the game. But all told, we'd be disappointed with an awful lot of our performance today. It lacked the intensity that we would associate with our play. It was just a smidgen off, but having said that, I think, credit has to be given to Tipperary brought a huge amount of aggression and intensity to the game in the first, in the first 45 minutes even. They were sharper, they were crisper today, and the bottom line is we struggled with them at times, and we're going to have to improve, for next weekend. That performance today won't do next week, simple as that, and it only barely did today, to be honest.
There's a lot of gloom, I suppose, in and around Tipperary because they haven't been going that well. I suppose that a good way for them to come into a match with low expectations. That's all I need.
Maybe, but listen, you gotta be able to cope with that too as well. That's just outside noise, really, if you like, and you can allow that to seep in or not, and we'd be just disappointed with the level of intensity that we brought to the game today. Normally we're the ones that are setting the tone when it comes to the intensity level in the game, and today we didn't, and we were the ones on the receiving end. I know that's very early doors, that's very, very early doors. You're never going to think that you were going to, even see the finish line at that stage. That's so far out. But, listen, it was great today that we got 3 goals. I think they were, 3 well executed goal chances as well, which is all the better. And, it's something that we are always working on, but, you don't always get when you get to the matches. So just pleased with that aspect. Created plenty scored and chances, to be fair, but, it's just our overall use of the ball was just not as crisp and sharp as it ordinarily is. And listen, there's some guys inside there, but we're disappointed with their performance today. That's the bottom line.
How much did the Limerick defence do? Because there was about 3 or 4 goal chances that the defence brought off that just must have broken Tipp's heart.
Yeah, listen, our defence, our scramble defence was really, really good. I thought we got back in numbers and got back quick. They did create 1 or 2 goal scoring chances. That Tipperary, to be fair, always do. They have very accomplished holders up there, with an intent to go for goals, and they'll be disappointed maybe they didn't get 1 or 2 more themselves. So yeah, listen, to be fair to our lads, they were resolute, they were cool. Nicky brought off a phenomenal save there on 2 occasions. So yeah, he'll be happy with that contribution, because when the line is broken, he's the last line of defence, and to be fair, he always stands up.
And how much there was a bit of loose tip marking at times there, particularly during the first half. Limerick just got a few scores to keep them in.
Yeah, listen, it was off puck outs, and we just struggled with that, for a while, and it was only in the second half that we got on top of it, and just listen, you have to credit the Tipperary team for that. They worked hard, and that's what they brought to the game, and it worked for them for long periods of the game.
John, the substitutions, obviously, Conor Boylan and Deirdre coming on in the second half seemed to give you maybe a bit more energy, and they worked out.
They did, yeah, and they got on the ball a lot, They won their own ball, they got on ball, they carried the ball in the both lines, they won frees, they scored points, they were assisting in scores, They made a huge difference, a huge impact, yeah. Great energy off the bench, and such a contribution.
Was Paddy O'Neill, Terry, they're not coming back out for the second half?
Well, he sprained his ankle in the first half, and we just wanted to give him 5 minutes to see could he shake it off, Inside half time they felt that he could shake it off, but I think, he went on 1 or 2 runs and he just was evident that he wasn't. So, yeah, he just needed a few days rest.
How important was it, I suppose, to want to the last round, knowing you progressed from Munster, rather than, I suppose, having it all on the line but out to Kiely Park?
To be honest, it's a little consideration to me, to be honest, because I'm going to be very, very focused this week on just a much better performance this weekend. Our performance today won't be good as next weekend, and that's the bottom line. We have to find some improvement. We have to find some of the aspects of our play today that are disappointing are going to have to be resolved for next weekend.
After pressures after going up to this and after today's performance, so you can probably experiment a bit as well, and you can find out and make a few changes maybe, I don't know, and that kind of second guess it, but the pressure is really on you, what I'm saying, and you can go up to this now.
Yeah, I've never gone to this with a 3.5.
Sadly.
There's always a very warm welcome awaiting us in Ennis, and I've no doubt it'll be no different next weekend. And there are always great battles. There's a great rivalry there between the two counties. I suppose ultimately, we're focusing in on the performance of the team, and the team will be very conscious of that, and they will be ultimately quite disappointed with today's performance and aspects of it. Delighted we got the win, thrilled we got the win. Delighted with the contribution that our bench made to that in the last quarter, the way the team kept their composure that last quarter, and created those chances that we needed. But ultimately, we would be looking for better performance next week.
When you're All-Ireland champions, and you are and good All-Ireland champions, does that give you know how to win a game like today especially? You knew how to win that game, you knew how to get the ball into the lane, and so forth.
Well, listen, I think the boys kept their composure. You're right in that regard. We did. When things weren't maybe rolling as we might have liked it to, and as with a rhythm that we would have liked, you sometimes have to accept that that's the case and still find a way, and I think that's one thing that I can take from today's game. We showed tremendous composure. We worked savagely hard in the last 15-20 minutes, to win those vital balls, win those vital frees, and when we got our chances, we executed them extremely well.
Are variations in performance kind of inevitable in the round robin system and the sequence of matches and stuff in a few weeks?
I think it's inevitable, yeah. It is hard to maintain constant upward trajectory, and I suppose that's the challenge of the competition, that when you do find that you're under the cosh from the opposition, or maybe that you're not playing so well yourself, that you can still find a way to keep the composure and limit the damage that the opposition are doing, and find ways of creating some scores for yourself. But it is a challenge, no ways about that. Yeah, absolutely.
How's Kiely progressing?
Kiely's doing great, yeah. He's had a couple of weeks rest, needs another bit of rest now next week, and we'll be engaged in his rehab then after that. So yeah, looking so far so good.
John, how's the rest of the treatment table?
You saw most of them out there, like who else? Kyle back playing. I think now who else? Peter Casey, Peter and Barry Murphy are coming on really, really well. They'll be integrated into full training over the coming weeks, but they'll probably have still maybe 4 more weeks to go. So delighted with the progress they're making. Huge kudos to them for the work that they've put in the last number of months in particular. They've been training extremely hard to put themselves in the position that they're in right now. But yeah, we're hoping that we'll be able to see them contribute more in the weeks ahead, and we'll be delighted with that.
John, was it a conscious decision not to include any of the under-20s in the panel?
Listen, the bottom line is, regardless of what the 20s do, we're going to do what we're going to do ourselves. So if we feel we need the 20s on a given day, we'll bring the 20s and we'll use them, We're delighted with the fact that they won the Munster title during the week. Absolutely thrilled with it. It's vital for Limerick that we have, players coming through who have that experience under their belt. And they have the All-Ireland final to look forward to now in the weeks ahead. But ultimately, if we need a player to play for us, we'll be using them. So I think this week was about using, the entirety of our panel, because all our panel are pushing, and even though the 20s are getting their opportunity to shine within that group during the week, it's in our training sessions that players put themselves forward for selection on our panel.